I'd like to begin our practice today with a short reading by the Buddha. And this is from the Metta Sutta, collection of Buddha's sayings. As a mother would risk her life to protect her child, her only child, even so should one cultivate a limitless heart with regard to all beings. So with a boundless heart should one cherish all living things, radiating kindness over the entire world. A big challenge for all of us, cultivating this quality of loving kindness towards all beings. And our practice today will connect us to those places where we can touch into loving kindness in our lives. So if you'd like, beginning with the posture, the back is fairly straight, feet are flat on the floor, to just have a alert, upright posture, and taking a few deep breaths, relaxing on each exhale, closing the eyes as you exhale. Soften, soothe, relax on each exhale. From the top of the head, softening and relaxing through the face and the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, soften and relax. The back and the hips, soften, soothe, relax. The chest and the belly, soften, soothe, relax. The hips, the thighs, the knees, soften, soothe, relax. The ankles, the feet, the toes, soften, soothe, relax. And as we begin our practice, let's bring into your mind's eye, as your eyes are closed here, a person, maybe it's a place or a pet, that brings a sense of joy and comfort and love into your heart. And just visualizing this person or this place, sacred place for you perhaps, or maybe it's a pet. And just using all of your senses to construct an image. Doesn't have to be a perfect image, but a sense of this caring presence in front of you. And as you visualize this being or this place, just breathe in the care and the love into every cell of the body. Filling the chest and the belly, the shoulders and the arms with this love and this light. The back and the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the feet, the toes, the entire body. Filled with the joy and the love and the care of this experience. Every cell enlivened by this joy and this love. And we expand this circle of light to envelop the whole body, the whole room, the whole of our home, wherever we are, and reaching out into the wider community, the neighborhood, the city, the county, the state, the nation, the entire planet. And we reconnect with this source of this love radiating from this being or perhaps a pet or a place. And we give thanks and gratitude for this experience of loving kindness in our heart and in our mind and in our body. And we recognize that this quality of loving kindness is always here. It only takes a moment to pause, to connect, and to open to this joy that is present in this moment. And to close, just maybe imagining someone who's difficult for you in your life, not a super difficult person, maybe somebody in the past month or the past week. And extend this kindness, this experience of joy and love towards this being. And we extend these words, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful, may you be free from suffering. And then this closing return to ourselves, extending these words of loving kindness to our own mind and body and spirits. May I be happy and joyful. May I be healthy in mind, healthy in body, healthy in spirit. May I experience inner peace. May I experience outer peace. May I be free from suffering and free from the causes of suffering. Thank you. And now open your eyes and just take a few deep breaths.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Reverend G here, minister at the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. If you're only joining us now, welcome, welcome. And this is a big day. This is the first time I'm back in the building since the beginning of COVID. And I am here with our trusty tech person, Steve. Thank you so much, Steve, for making it happen. It's magic. It's really, truly magic. And also, we have Lauren at home and Kimberly and Regina and Eric, and they're all part of the service today. They're all doing their part to make sure that the service happens. And I'm grateful for every single one of you. It wouldn't be the same. And thank you for joining us in, whether you are on Facebook Live or Zoom. We love it that you chose to spend this time with us. Today, I wish to speak about spirituality. And I am going to compare it with religion. Because so often, religion and spirituality are considered synonymous. And I was curious to see if they are indeed. Some people also say that they are religious but not spiritual. Others say they're spiritual but not religious. In fact, that is the latter one is the fastest growing group of people in this country, spiritual but not religious. So clearly in their minds, there is a distinction between religion and spirituality. Both religion and spirituality go way back in time, thousands and thousands of years. Both have been recorded by historians. And I'm curious, what is the relationship between them? There are many religions around the world. Obviously, Christianity is a large one. Islam is another one. Hinduism. I don't know that I would actually list Buddhism into the category of religions. I would list Buddhism more in the category of a spiritual movement, spirituality. There's Taoism, Confucianism, Many, many religions, really. And then within these religions, there's factions, or in Christianity, we know them as denominations. And these denominations, these factions, are also, while they claim the same teachings of that particular religion, their particulars couldn't be more different. Their particulars set them aside in ways that it makes you even wonder if indeed they are part of the same religion. Spirituality also looks different, and it probably looks different from person to person. It allows for that freedom. Okay, so what is religion? Well, religion is a set of dogmas that answer questions like, where do we come from? Why are we here? What is our purpose? And what happens to us once we die? And usually religions have been postulated by some, or these dogmas have been postulated, these teachings, these answers have been given by some teachers. In the case of Islam, by Muhammad. In the case of Christianity, well, in the Old Testament would be Moses and the prophets, and then in the New Testament it would be Jesus, as well as the apostles and the disciples. In the case of Hinduism, it would have been Krishna who gave these teachings. So religion is a set of dogmas about why we are here, where do we come from, what is our purpose in life, and what happens to us after we die. Religion is not at all concerned about evidence in proving that their teachings are correct. What is spirituality? Spirituality also cares about answering these very same questions. Where do we come from? Why are we here? What is our purpose? What happens to us after we die? However, spirituality approaches these questions in a different way. Spirituality is transcending that which is physical, and in transcendence, realizing that we are all connected. That we are all connected. And that what happens to you matters to me, what happens to me matters to you. I've heard it said that religion offers answers, spirituality offers questions. Religion has the answers, spirituality has the questions. Religion requires you to be a believer, have faith. Spirituality requires to be a seeker, not so concerned about faith, constantly questioning faith. Now, religion and spirituality. In religion, there's usually a deity that those who follow that religion, who consider themselves part of that religion, worship. There are a set of rules that define the appropriate behavior of that particular believer. Set of rules concerning behavior, even appearance, dress code, what they believe in, what they don't believe in, what they find acceptable, what they don't find acceptable. And therefore, in religion, exclusion tends to be baked in the cake. Whereas in spirituality, inclusion seems to be baked in the cake. Now, us human beings, why do we join religious movements? And then if we are no longer part of a religious movement or have never been part of a religious movement, why do we start leaning towards spirituality and exploring spirituality? It is because of our need for belonging. We are hardwired for belonging. And when religion excludes, so for instance, in Christianity, they may not find certain minorities acceptable, such as gays. They may say we accept the person, the gay person, but not the sin, being gay being the sin. That is an exclusion. Brené Brown, in her Studying Vulnerability and Shame, found that the opposite of belonging is not belonging, but it is fitting in. So when religion excludes, we no longer feel like we belong. And the opposite of belonging is not belonging, it is fitting in. And fitting in requires for us to assess and adjust. Assess what sort of behavior is acceptable in this group so you can belong. How do I have to adjust my language, my behavior, who I love, who I don't love, who I live with, who I don't live with, in order to belong with this particular group that I chose? So being an authentic human being is no longer acceptable. And in fact, our deepest desire in life is to live an authentic life, be acceptable the way I am. Now, how many times have you had the thought that if people would find out who I truly am, they would reject me? With those people, we do not belong. With those people, at best, we try to fit in, which means we constantly assess what is acceptable for me to say in the presence of that person or that group, and how do I need to adjust to be able to fit in with that person or that group. Spirituality, on the other hand, tends to be more inclusive. Spirituality constantly explores and seeks. You see, us human beings, once we understand something, then we want to understand more. I would say that religion, with its boundaries defined by dogma and teachings, is like a box with well-defined walls. Within that box, you can exist. If you wish to explore outside that box, then your belonging comes into question. Spirituality explores the box, realizes, oh, I have explored all the boundaries of this box. It's time to reach beyond this box. Find what's beyond it, seeking. The Japanese poet Matsuo Basho said, "Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought." Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. Spirituality is about seeking. It is about constant seeking. We all want to know truth with capital T. What is the true north? What is it that we can truly say that this is true in life? Now, in religion, you get your answer. It is the way of Allah. It is the way of Muhammad. It is the way of Christ. It is accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. So the answers are given to you, and they're given to you by authority. So in religion, authority is truth. In spirituality, truth is authority. If you were listening when Regina introduced our religion in the beginning, she said that we seek a truth, that it is so strong, it is so confident, that it can withstand our questions, it can withstand our doubts. That's what Unitarian Universalists do. We seek a truth that is beyond us, that is not concerned with what we think about it. It is truth is authority. So in religion, authority is truth. In spirituality, truth is authority. In religious movements, just like Brene Brown said, fitting in, there's a high price put on fitting in. Now, Ralph Waldo Emerson said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. To be yourself in the world is the greatest accomplishment, he said, because this world is constantly trying to make you into something else. Spirituality is the inner journey of finding out who we truly are and how can we authentically live into this life, being our authentic selves, accepting our authentic selves. There are no set dogmas. There are no set behaviors. There is an acceptance and an inclusivity. So, in my mind, religion and spirituality are two separate things. Can a religious person be spiritual? Yes, I think so. Will a truly spiritual be religious? I don't know. I don't know. In my experience, maybe not. Now, many religions claim the existence of a God. Do spiritual people, those who consider themselves spiritual, who seek spirituality, do they acknowledge the existence of God? Some do, some don't. It is not necessary. Some may not refer to it as God, some may refer to it as universe or source of creation. Most religions claim that God is love. Is that true? I don't know. I have seen evidence of people loving. I have certainly seen evidence of dogs being very loving. I don't know that there is a God, nor do I know that that God is love. In fact, I tend to think that the source of creation, and that's how I think if there is a God, I don't think of it as God, I think of it as source of creation. I think of it as beyond, above love. It has no need to love. We have that need. We have found that when we are loving, we are better human beings. We have found that when we are in the presence of loving people, accepting people, we feel better about ourselves. Life is just easier, kinder, more compassionate, more possible. We have found that love works. So maybe religion just exported it to God. I don't know. In my experience, and I consider myself a spiritual person more than religious, I don't know that God is love. But have I seen evidence of love in people and animals? Most certainly. Do I believe in the healing power of love? Absolutely. Do I believe that we are capable of love and that it is essential for our well-being? Most certainly. Do I believe that it is that love that makes it possible for us to step into our authentic self and live an authentic life that feels true, that allows for seeking, that allows for expansion, which is what all human beings want? And do I feel most belonging in the midst of loving, accepting people? Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And am I at my best when I'm loving, kind, compassionate? Absolutely. So, there is another question that we can ask. Are we human beings who have occasional or frequent spiritual experiences? Or are we spiritual beings who are having a human experience? And I do not know how to answer that for you. I know that in my life, in my experience, there has been a progression. Early on in my life, I did not believe in the existence of any God, divine, or anything greater beyond me. No connection. I wasn't aware of, I've never transcended the physical and became aware of this connection. And then there was a time when I thought maybe there is a God. And then I thought that we're human beings who have spiritual experiences. And now I lean towards thinking that we are spiritual beings who are having a human experience. Will this change? It's quite possible. Might it stay the same? That's also possible. This is my answer for my life experience. What is yours? Because you see, your answer will determine your life experience. Now, is it important what we believe in? I think it is. Because it influences everything else in our life. For instance, if you are a scientist and you determine that the earth is flat, from then on, you will make all sorts of calculations, and at the base of that is that the earth is flat, right? That's what you postulate. The earth is flat, and based on that, you make all sorts of calculations and decisions that will determine the quality of your life. So you see how that one belief that the earth is flat will make not one thing wrong in your life from then on, it will make everything wrong in your life from then on. So you owe it to yourself to constantly question your belief systems. Because if you believe something that it isn't so, it will not make one thing wrong in your life. It will make everything wrong in your life from that point on. So look at your belief systems. Whether you think of yourself as religious, whether you think of yourself as spiritual, look at your belief systems. Check them for accuracy. Look for evidence. Is there evidence that can support that which I believe? If there is, good. If there isn't, let go. Let go of that belief system. It's so easy to replace that belief system with another. Just try it. Give it a try. Do not be afraid to look at your belief systems, even at the price of not belonging with the group that you are currently believing that you're belonging with. If your belonging depends on you not daring to ask the questions that seekers ask, perhaps you should look at that too. So, it is my hope and wish for us that we choose to live a life, the life of a seeker, that we belong and that we do not need to fit in, but we can truly belong as we are, authentically, with our authentic self. That if you found out about me that I'm gay, you still love me. If you found out about me that I don't believe in the existence of a God, you still love me. I still belong with you. I don't need to adjust to fit in with you. It is my hope, it is my wish for all of us, that we set the standard high and we seek understanding. We're unafraid to question belief systems, let go of the ones that don't serve us and have no truth, and that we allow truth to be authority and not the other way around, authority to be truth. May we be brave. May we be sane. May we seek truth. And may we apply the principle of love to all of life. And so it is.